Hey everybody, I'm doing another video today, and it's gonna be an interesting one, I'm gonna say. I have no idea what to expect. So, back when I was in college at River Falls, we had tons of just mom and pop shop antique resell places all up and down Main Street. And one day I went in to find some good things and decided to buy a bunch of just crank DVDs that I could find for like $1 a piece, and make video content about them, kind of like via JonTron / Gus Johnson desk video-esque kind of shit. And one of them was this good DVD. It is over 2 hours of Tom Sawyer and other cartoon treasures, if that means anything. There's like nothing on this DVD case, as you can see. There's just like no information or whatsoever, but I've got it queued up here on my PC, and we're gonna watch it together and see how it goes.
Along the banks of the Mississippi River, there once lived a boy named Tom Sawyer, who caused his Aunt Polly more trouble than a barrel of catfish.
Tom Sawyer, stop where you are or I'll box your ears. Tom?
You call me Aunt Polly?
Yeah, she did, you dipshit. You broke something. Of course, you're in fucking trouble. And it's like the 20s, so that boxing the ears definitely means she's gonna beat your ass.
You broke the cookie jar.
Truth was, Tom's mind was on other things, which he soon told to Bill Harper.
Bill, meet me tonight down at the riverfront. We're bold, brave river pirates, starting tonight at midnight. Look, a campfire on the island. Somebody's here.
Run for it, Tom. Back to the boat.
Oh, pirates don't run from trouble, Bill. Come on, let's find out who's at that campfire.
The pirates came upon two men quarreling with each other, Dr. Robinson and Injun Joe. Suddenly, the Injun drew his knife and struck the doctor down. Quickly, the Injun put the knife in the hand of the third man dozing near the fire.
See, that's what I'm looking for in this, is the blatant racism, cause, you know, Tom Sawyer was a product of its time, as they say.
Why, the Injun's gonna blame someone else. That tramp, Muff Potter. He'll be arrested for sure.
Like startled deer, the pirates sped back to their boat and swore each other to secrecy.
Only 3 of us know the truth, Bill. If we talk, that Injun will scalp us.
Muff Potter was arrested, and it looked as though the truth would never come out. Then one day, Muff Potter's lawyer hauled Tom Sawyer to court and dragged the truth out of him.
It was him! There by the window, Injun Joe!
Can we watch that again?
It was him! There by the window, Injun Joe!
Weeks passed, and when Injun Joe failed to return...
Hold up. They keep referring to him as Injun with like a J. This clearly says INDIAN. Also, I love the fact that Mark Twain could only come up with character names of people of different races than white as their ethnicity or racial slur, and then a very basic name afterwards. Because there's another character that goes by Jim that starts with a word that I'm not allowed to say.
You're just scared.
I'm not. I'm hunting for that treasure tonight with Bill Harper. Start digging in that corner where the floorboard's loose. Treasure might be there. I'll stand guard.
Good job, Tom. You sure stood your guard there.
Tom, I found the treasure. I found it.
Just then, Tom ran back from the doorway.
Bill, let it be. Quick up the ladder to the loft. Somebody's coming, and I think it's Injun Joe.
Somebody try steal money. I feel it.
What?
Legging for the river now, Tom.
Wait a minute. Injun Joe must have headed for the cave on the other side of the island. He's gonna rebury the treasure there. Let's go after him.
Not me. I'm going home.
Yeah, that's the sensible fucking thing to do. When an adult, like, murdered someone in cold blood and went to go hide the shit like elsewhere, don't go after him, you dumbass kid.
Do you really think Injun Joe hid the treasure in the cave, Tom?
Well, I'm not sure, but it would be a good place.
Why don't we explore it right now?
Suddenly, Tom tripped over something, fell to his knees.
Becky, look what I tripped over, the treasure.
That's wonderful.
What the fuck is up with his eyes? Like, I get bad animation, but like, what the fuck?
They were sure Injun Joe would return to get his treasure, so they set up a guard and waited. One day, he returned and was caught.
I give up.
Yeah, also the correct answer.
Tom had helped catch Injun Joe, so he was a hero. And he had his share of the treasure, too. But all the money in the world couldn't keep him out of trouble, nor keep him from having more adventures.
So, oh, I was gonna say that wasn't so bad. So that's 6 total minutes of this entire DVD, and if you remember correctly, it's over 2 hours long. This specific video file is only 25 minutes long, so I think that's all I'm gonna fucking do today. I don't think I can handle this for 2 hours.
Panchito.
What an entrance.
You will look at the first picture in your teletalkie. You will see a little burro. His name is Panchito. He's the little fellow with the big ears. One little
Whoa, I didn't edit that. That was completely on the DVD, like, video file. That cut there.
chicken, she clucked. The little goose, he honked. And the little pig, he squealed. But when Panchito tried to bray, out came nothing.
Out came nothing. This donkey is mute, hombre.
He tried and he tried, but no hee-haw. And right away, the little animals made up a song about him. Panchito, he is a good little burro, but he cannot bray.
Cannot he, cannot honk, it is awful.
Look at this sad-ass donkey. You fucking assholes making up a song about someone who can't, who's mute. It's a disability. You're all ableist. Bunch of ableist animals. It's like Animal Farm. Is it? I've never read Animal Farm.
Panchito, the gooses and geeses, their nephews and nieces all say.
What a shame.
That's pretty impressive that all these geese can talk at the same exact time to sound like one singular woman voice. That's impressive.
Too bad for the parents of little Panchito. Panchito has ruined their name.
Whoa! Bringing the family bloodline into this. His parents are pissed because he's mute. Oh, that's fucked up.
He was so ashamed, he ran away and climbed to the top of the highest mountain. And when he got there, what do you think he saw? A little eagle in his nest. The little eagle was crying. So Panchito, he said,
Hey, little eagle.
Didn't we just establish that he's mute? Because if this donkey can speak, but not bray, then that is the equivalent of me being able to speak but not scream. Imagine that, will you? Oh yeah, and the tax filings. Hey. Yeah, and this, that, and the other thing. Like, also, I adore how his front hooves are on the cliffside there, but his back hooves are just kind of floating in space. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Why do you cry?
and the little eagle said,
I cannot fly. And when an eagle cannot fly, there is much to cry about.
and when Panchito heard this, he
Look at this face. He is so over this eagle's bullshit in like the 2 seconds that he's met him.
You are almost so bad off like me. I am a little burro, and I cannot bray.
You poor little burro. Let us cry together.
Thank you.
And after they could not cry no more, each felt so sorry for himself and for one another, they decided to jump off the mountain and end it all.
Excuse me? This is for children. What?
Well, Panchito and the little eagle did jump off the top of the mountain.
Oh my god, they fucking do it. I thought there was gonna be like some divine intervention telling them not to do it, but here we are, mid-fall of this suicide attempt for the burro and the eagle.
But as they were falling down and down, suddenly the little eagle called out.
Look, my wings, they're flying. Flap your ears, little burro, and fly like me.
I can't.
And the
This poor donkey is free falling through the air, and this eagle's like, yo, dude, I can fucking fly away from this now. I'm cured. And the donkey's like, you fucking dick. We had a pact. What the fuck?
But just before the ground got big enough to hit Panchito, the little eagle grabbed him by the tail. And Panchito made a one-point landing, right on the tip of his nose.
Little burro, you know what? You brayed. No, I did not bray. Oh, but you did. You only think you cannot bray. Like I thought I could not fly. So if you think you can bray, you can bray. So what you think?
Panchito did not know what to think, but he thought he ought to think, and maybe think some more. In the meantime, at the village, a big fiesta was commencing.
I liked that delivery from the narrator. Later, at the big fiesta.
The little chicken was practicing her cluck. The little goose was practicing his honk. The little pig was warming up his squealer. The band was playing pretty music and everybody was happy. That is, everybody but the papa and mama of little Panchito. And they were very sad.
Oh, my poor Panchito.
If we only had him back, we would not care if he never brayed nothing.
That's good. That's showing some remorse with the parents is always good. Oh, hey, buddy. Sorry, it's a Kit Kat break time.
Listen, Papa.
What is it?
And when the papa burro looked to see, there was little Panchito standing beside the little chicken, the little goose, and the little pig. And when the band did play, you never did hear such music.
Yeah, we didn't hear such music.
Now little Panchito makes the biggest and most beautiful hee-haw in all Mexico. Which goes to prove, if you think you cannot, you cannot. But if you think you can, I think.
So the lesson of this fable, very aptly summed up by the narrator, if you think you can't, you can't. And if you think you can, you can. And then he ended it with, I think, which kind of puts this question mark on the whole moral of the story and negates everything we just kind of watched. Oh, David and Goliath. All right.
Many, many years ago, when the people of Israel were a great nation ruled by King Saul, they fought a long and bitter war against their ancient enemies, the Philistines.
In this war, the Israelites and the Philistines were pretty evenly matched. They fought many hard battles, and each side lost many men. Then one day, while the Philistines were camped on one side of the great valley and the Israelites on the other, there came out to the camp of the Philistines a champion of their cause, a huge giant, taller and stronger and bigger than any man anyone had ever seen.
can't move in this giant armor.
He wore very heavy...
Oh, God. He's disgusting. Oh, my God.
And his face was fierce and cruel, so fierce and cruel that it would strike fear into the hearts of the bravest. I am Goliath, the giant of Gath, and the Philistines have chosen me as their champion. You, soldiers of Israel, choose a man for you, and let him come down here and fight with me. When the men of Israel saw Goliath and heard his defiant challenge, they were afraid, until the shepherd boy David heard Goliath's challenge. Now, David was just a boy.
Look at that beautiful head of hair on that kid.
When he heard Goliath defying King Saul's army, he turned to his brothers and said,
"Don't worry, bitch, I got this."
David's brothers were first surprised and then angry at him. "Go back to your flocks and leave wars to fighting men. Send word to King Saul. Tell him that I will go down into the valley and do battle with Goliath the giant." When the king saw how determined David was, he gave him his blessing.
More like David came up to the king and was like, yo, God is the coolest dude, and those guys over there say fuck God. I think I could teach them a lesson by having God at my back supporting me. And the king was just like, this dumbass kid. What does he even really do here? He's just another mouth to feed, and we're in fucking war right now. We need to ration out shit. So, I mean, I guess sacrifices have to be made, right?
He went to a nearby stream and selected 5 smooth stones. He put these in his shepherd's bag. He took his stick in his left hand, and in his right hand he held a slingshot. They met in the middle of the valley. David looking up at the giant, confident and unafraid, and Goliath looking down on the unarmed boy with eyes full of hatred.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Suddenly, the giant Philistine roared in a terrible fury. "I have defied all the armies of Israel to give me a man to fight, and they have sent a boy against me. What? Am I a dog that you come against me with a stick?"
Who gave him a megaphone, and why is it just in his chest?
"I come against you in the name of the Lord of hosts, the God of the armies of Israel, whom you have defied. Your sword and your spear and your shield will not save you, Goliath. So be it. Defend yourself, boy."
Yeah, because that's how you sword fight.
Goliath the giant rushed forward to make quick work of the boy champion of the Israelites. David stood his ground. He reached into his shepherd's bag, took out 1 stone. He fixed it in his slingshot, and he let it fly. The giant was dead.
Okay, on to the last one for this one. Yep, it went hard pivot into the Bible. Should have expected this, but for some reason it came out of left field for me.
A long time after God had created the world and made man and all the animals and birds, he noticed that people were no longer kind to each other. But God did see one man in the world who was kind and good and who obeyed the Lord's word. This man was Noah. So God appeared to Noah, and he let him hear his voice. And the Lord said,
Hey, Noah, yeah, hey, it's God here. So I just helped a little kid beat a giant with a slingshot, but I'm also gonna flood the world. Was this also in the Old Testament, or did David and Goliath come after Noah's Ark? Fuck it, you don't know. I'm omnipotent and all-seeing throughout all forms of time and space. But yeah, you should get a boat and put 2 of every animal on it, and don't worry about the rest, bud. I'll take care of that. Wink, wink. I'm God.
And when Noah had heard God's voice, he was grateful, and he set to work right away to build the ark. When Noah finally finished it, he went out into the fields and woods, for he had to talk to all kinds of animals and birds. He talked to the lion and the wild horses. He talked to the pigs in the barnyard and the elephants in the jungle. Noah talked to all the animals on the face of the earth. Well, it must have been noisier than a crowd of children on the annual Sunday school excursion. But Noah was wise and gentle, and he understood about animals, so he got them lined up in a long row.
So they said that Noah traveled all across the earth to get all these animals. I would like to fucking know how he got 2 Canadian moose from Canada to Israel. Seems like without an airplane, does not seem very feasible. It seems like he would have had to take the boat he just made all the way around the world and then back again just to get these 2 moose on another boat.
The bees were the last to go in. Because bees have a stinger in their tails, and no animal wanted to get in line behind them.
That's a good joke. That's actually a great joke about Noah's Ark. But it begs the question, what about scorpions?
Then he shut the big door behind him. There was a flash of lightning, and the thunder roared as it never had before. Big black clouds hid the sun so that it was almost as dark as night. And out of those clouds came the greatest rain the world has ever known. On the 40th day, the rain stopped and the sun came out. The waters that had covered the earth began to flow back into the oceans and the rivers, and the ark came to rest on the peak of a mountain. Then the Lord appeared again to Noah. He promised him that he would never again send a flood to destroy the earth. And he sealed that promise with a beautiful symbol, which he set in the sky for all of us to see. That symbol, the token of God's everlasting faith in man, is the rainbow.
And not really a kicker there at the end for like comedy funny ha-has, but oh boy. There's another hour and a half of this on this disc that I have to go through at some time, but I'm calling it here. I'm exhausted, and I guarantee you that the rest of these are also Bible stories. But thank you so much for watching, checking out my content. Go ahead and check out all the other stuff I do. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't know what that'll be, but we'll see.